Second quarter of 2025 is packed with comebacks, and Boy Next Door just announced the comeback date yesterday, May 13th, 6 p.m., 2025. And they're gonna drop a fourth EP called No Genre. We knew that they were gonna have a comeback in May because there were articles about that, and also the leader Myung Jae-yeon has been setting his profile name as 5월 comeback, May comeback for a while, but we didn't know the exact dates, and that was just the plan, right? They were aiming to have a comeback in that month, and now it's finally finalized. Yeah. So let's read the article about that. And yeah, once again, the title of the album is gonna be No Genre, and I guess the theme color is purple, right? They have changed their social media profile picture and also the thumbnail for YouTube, and as well as the picture, the frame picture, or yeah, however you call that. So let's read an article about that. 보이넥스도어 5월 13일 컴백 확정 미니 사집 No Genre 발매 공식. 보이넥스도어 confirms comeback on May 13th with fourth mini album No Genre. BOYNEXTDOOR is officially making a comeback this May with their fourth mini album. In April 14, 10 p.m. KST, the group announced their return via teaser animation posted on their official social media channels. The animated clip featuring a character sprinting toward before leaping into the air. Springing forward before leaping into the air builds anticipation with this cool and energetic vibe, ending with the bold reveal. No Genre, set for release on May 13th at 6 p.m. KST. And May 13th is which day? Tuesday. Oh, Tuesday comeback. Interesting. Okay. I don't think I've seen a Tuesday comeback for a while. And interestingly enough, ENHYPEN's comeback June 5th is gonna happen on Thursday, if I remember correctly. Sorry, what's happened to? Yeah, right. So that's a really interesting decision that they made. But we'll see how that turns out to be. No Genre marks the group's first mini album in about 8 months since their third EP, 19.99, released in September 2024. It's also their first comeback since dropping their digital single, I Love You, Only for Today, or 오늘만 I Love You, in January, which became their biggest hit yet. I Love You debuted at number 4 on Melon's Top 100 chart just one day after release and landed at number 7 on the February monthly chart. Yeah, it did super well in terms of streaming, especially in Korea, right? And Japan, if I remember correctly. It remains popular, ranking 9th on the latest weekly chart. On Apple Music Korea's Top 100 Today chart, the song held the number 1 spot for an impressive 37 consecutive days. It also charted on Billboard's Global, excluding US, and Global 200, reflecting its international reach. Their previous album, 19.99, broke into the Billboard 200 at number 40 and achieved their first million seller certification in Korea. Now, riding a wave of growing popularity, the group wrapped up their first solo tour, BOYNEXTDOOR Tour Knock On Volume 1, which took them to 12 cities across Asia, including Tokyo, Osaka, Singapore, Manila, Taipei, and Jakarta. They are now gearing up for encore shows in both Tokyo and Seoul. Yeah, so that's pretty exciting. And with the momentum behind them and a strong track record to back it up, all eyes are on BOYNEXTDOOR's next chapter. So I have been saying this quite often on my channel. I really love this group, their chemistry, their music, their discography, their energy, and their love for performance. And their performance is quite good. If you watch them perform, you can see that they're having fun and they're good at it, right? and they write their own songs. And then, yeah, 19.99, I quite enjoyed the album. And although I noted that the style of that album is a bit different from their previous albums, including How. And it's kind of felt like they were more actively involved with the album making process. Of course, there was a specific theme with that album, right? Celebrating the fact that all members are now in their 20s, with Eunhak, being like in 20s, the youngest member, right? So it was all about the celebrating the youth, so to say. Now, the interesting thing is the title of the upcoming album is No Genre. What can we expect from this album? Well, my theory is that they're gonna try different things, try new things and different things. And no genre can be interpreted as a saying that all genres, meaning they're a group without limitations in terms of types of music that they can experiment with. So that's my theory. We'll have to see what it actually means. It personally reminds me of the slogan that Epic High, which is my favorite Korean hip hop group, that they used with their fourth album, I think, one of their major eras. No genre, just music. And Epic High is known to be a group having tried many different genres, right, and be good at it, right? And Zico in particular, Zico is the head of KOZ Entertainment, which is an agency for Boy Next Door. Really respects Epic High and especially Tableau. So I don't know, maybe that received that influence from Epic High, but that's just my theory personally. So that was that. Let's read one more article about their world tour, which they wrapped up, right? Boy Next Door wraps up first solo tour. Our paradise will only grow. Boy Next Door has successfully completed their first solo tour. Boy Next Door Tour Knock On Volume 1, with the final show held on April 12th in Jakarta. The tour kicked off last December in Incheon and spanned major cities including Tokyo, Aichi, Osaka, Miyagi, Fukuoka, Kanagawa, Singapore, Manila, Taipei, Hong Kong, and finally Jakarta. Shows in Incheon and all 6 Japanese cities sold out instantly, proving the group's rising global popularity and the strong support of their international fan base. Last year, I've said a few times that they are one of the groups with the biggest potential. But in fact, they're growing their fan base and popularity steadily and also dramatically. That's a good sign, right? The tour, I just read that, in Jakarta, the group opened the show with Earth, Wind, and Fire, setting the tone with high energy. Earth, Wind, and Fire, I love the song. The crowd erupted during performances of fan favorite tracks like But Sometimes, Crying, One and Only, and Nice Guy, as well as their January hits I Love You, Only for Today. Wouldn't mind I Love You. Fans sang along passionately. The fandom name is ONEDOOR, right? Even to Korean lyrics, and joined in with synchronized chants and call and responses during songs like Fade Away, Pebble, and Serenade. 돌멩이 and Serenade and Fade Away. The members kept the energy personal and warm, interacting in the local language and expressing their love for fans. The audience responded with shouts of 사랑해, I love you, and cheered each member by name, filling the venue with emotion. Nice details added by this journalist. Explaining the tour's title, Knock On Volume 1, the group said, "We wanted the name to reflect how memorable this first tour would be. To us, this place we share with you is paradise, and from here, our paradise will only keep growing." Sharing their thoughts as the tour came to an end, Boy Next Door said, "This time with you, these memories we made together, this is what youth feels like. We want to stay on stage for as long as we can. It's sad to say goodbye, but maybe that sadness is proof of how happy we have been. Thank you for making this show so special. We'll be back even better." Thanks to the overwhelming support, the group is now preparing for encore concerts in Korea and Japan. They will meet their fandom, ONEDOOR, once again for Knock On Volume 1 Encore in Japan at Musashino Forest Sport Plaza in Tokyo from June 28th to 30th, followed by the final shows of the tour in Seoul at KSPO Dome from July 25th to 27th. Thank you to journalist Choi Hana from TV Daily for writing this article. Now, interesting thing is they started off their world tour in Korea in the city of Incheon. But now they're having an encore concert, Korean encore concert in Seoul at KSPO Dome from July 25th to 27th. And considering the fact that they're going to have a comeback in May, they're going to have a busy time, May 13th, right? So that's good. And I hope that they can get some rest in between, but I'm sure, being able to perform and do activities like promotions could provide dopamine for them, right? So, yeah, congratulations to BOYNEXTDOOR for having successfully finished their world tour, and good luck with encore concerts in Japan and in Korea in a few months. Now, last but not least, so that was the world tour schedule that they just finished, tour dates. And lately they have uploaded various contents, and I watched their latest covers, right? Congratulations, original song by Day 6 and See Through by Primary. I especially like See Through, that's my type, but they did really well in both songs. And it just shows how much they care about music and, performance. So I'm super excited about their upcoming album. Mini fourth album, No Genre. We haven't heard how many songs will be on this album, so we'll have to stay tuned. But let me know if you know any information that I have left out in this video, any spoilers that you know of, any updates. Please feel free to fill in by writing comments, and when you do so, let's stay positive, respectful, and classy, and let me know what you are most excited about this comeback for BOYNEXTDOOR. Okay? See you guys later. Peace and love. Bye-bye.